iLLzWiLLz. We out here at TBC, DC the Beast out here. Yes, so you say that you deserve a queen. This is because you are a king. If that's the truth, the only problem is you lie about everything. And women just as guilty. This is why I'm not surprised by anything, not even thinking about husbands when they iron wedding rings. So what you think is going to happen? It's like a comedy in the making. It's like a Tyler Perry play, just without all of the singing. And so I ask, have you ever been to jail before? Have you ever been in love? If you haven't, just know that both of them is rough, but only one is easy, breaking out. You see, I thought about that one for a while. I thought about that one when I was breaking up with the lady that was the mother of my child. They got aborted because I couldn't afford it being too young and running wild. You see, I say it that fast because I'm not that proud dad, but there's not that many out there either. I mean, yours might have made it through the fire, but it just landed into ether. So please, sir and ma'am, don't twist up your face. You do the same damn thing every day when you tell your kid to get the fuck out your face. So what's worse, being a bad parent or being afraid to have kids because you never had parents? They say it's bad children. I only think it's bad parents that act very irresponsible and they just like Karen. You know, priorities effed up. They only worried about the parents instead of worried about little Clarence. They worried about the next Clarence. But now that I got, we gonna need some interference. Now that I got your attention, like Adderall and Ritalin, I just like to mention schools and teachers and the teachers in schools and how I got my education from the streets because they don't teach us in schools. Plus the teachers, they don't live by the schools, so that's the disconnect. They only worried about the test when the text is just keeping us fools. You see, I attended Pepper Middle but only went for the food and couldn't sit still for them asinine lessons. So they suggested medicine to put me back in my stool. And my mother, bless her soul, but she thought it was cool, and now I'm sitting in class drooling with the rest of the students. But we focus. No, spiritually it stunted our growth. Because instead of children exploring, we just sit and watch shows. See, they would make me go outside and I'd just sit on the steps then. When usually you would see me only when it was time to check in. But that was then when I was outside with a best friend. Instead of being inside lying dormant because they want to sell medicine and the parents, they boarded. But what I don't understand is, how can you grow to be a happy man when, as a child, you hinder his ability of enjoyment? Now, we can take it even further, like the teachers are the dumbest ones in schools. Because if they thinking that they teaching, then they really have been fooled. But no, fucking forget it. The next time your kid comes home with homework and you start guessing, just remember that they probably go to the same type of school system as you. And even if you got all A's at their age, somehow you still can't remember the lesson. No, remember there's lessons. And after this, if there is any questions, my answer going to be, yeah, pretty much all yeses. But it's not all yes, it's pretty much our guess. Kind of what they told us to do with our test. They never told you to mark all C's? Well, shit. In 8th grade, that's pretty much how I got all B's. So if you hating, you can hop off these. But I got one more piece. I said, to all the haters and the complainers, there's a reason for people like you. What you call an excuse for not doing is a reason for people that do. And for the people that give and never get, there's a reason for you as well. You might not believe in this, but you'll reap the benefits in the next realm. But that doesn't mean not to give a shit now and to let people walk over you like the ground or the earth. And for all of the people that's claiming they down to earth, before you start preaching this life, make sure you understand how to balance it first. Because there's people on all different levels of consciousness and they don't quite understand how it works. So no, don't be jerks. Yes, a nigga not being aware is bad, but calling a nigga bad is worse. So with that being said, there should be no debate about a nigga. And I'm not talking about niggas because that's a word that we spend more brain power trying to figure out than the actions that's actually happening, and that's what's absurd. See, pretty much if you don't like the way that your life is designed, then change your actions or change your mind. Pretty much just complaining is a waste of time. What's the point of chasing happiness? We ain't gonna have it if you ain't happy inside. In the meanwhile.
Yes,
yes,
sir.
sir.